better or for worse, the world's militaries always seem to have their hands on the most advanced pieces of technology. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some of the coolest, scariest pieces of military tech that are at the disposal of our armed forces. HiMEMS cyborg insects. Human spies are out and spy bugs are in. A proposal has been made to the US government to start working on a fleet of human-controlled cyborg insects that will be used for intelligence and reconnaissance missions. Cyborg insects, or cybugs, are still in the drawing board stages, but there is a strong belief amongst the scientific communities that creating controllable bugs is a real possibility. If they're able to implant tiny chips into bug larvae as they develop, the theory is that when the little critters develop their nervous system, it will somehow integrate itself with the artificial circuits. If they can get that to happen, there's a chance that humans could transmit signals to the chips and control the bug's behavior and movements. If this tech ever does come to life, the military usage would be immense. Think how beneficial it would be to have a cybug fly on the wall in an opposing nation's meeting room. Because they are so small, they could also release thousands of them to keep an eye on the general population without us even knowing. Who knows, maybe this privacy-invading tech is already in place. Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System, MARS. We're still a long way from deploying a robotic army into all-out warfare, but advancements in robotic technology is bringing this sci-fi movie scenario closer to reality by the day. The Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System, dubbed the MARS, is a powerful unmanned ground vehicle that has been designed specifically for reconnaissance, surveillance, and target acquisition in high conflict zones. The MARS can carry out risky missions that would usually have to be done by human military personnel. Ambushes, hostage rescues, and forced entries can all be done without risking any human lives, which for obvious reasons is the biggest concern of modern engagement. The MARS robot can be geared up for any scenario and has the ability to house a range of different weapons. Non-lethal lasers and audio deterrents can be mounted for crowd control, or a pair of 400-round M240B machine guns and a grenade launcher for when things get a little bit more serious. With a top speed of 7 miles per hour, the MARS can keep up with fast-moving ground troops, and the 12-hour battery life will keep in the fight all day long. At the moment, the MARS is remote-controlled by man, but AI might play a part in its development at some point in the future. Big Dog. The average soldier carries around 140 pounds of gear on operation, so the military is keen to shift some of that weight over to machines. The Big Dog is a deer-sized quadruped that aims to carry up to 400 pounds of gear across any terrain. It prides itself on being the most stable robot currently being tested. The Big Dog has famously been put through its paces through mud, snow, and ice, proving its durability and then some. Labelled as the Mule of the Future, the Big Dog is more than happy to take on the burden of carrying the Army's kit. Powered by a single-cylinder gasoline engine, the animalistic robot is not exactly quiet, so it will definitely be going through a few stages of refinement before being actually used. Future models will most likely be electric-powered and be completely autonomous as opposed to human-controlled. Boston Dynamics, the brains behind the operation, says that the ideal system will travel anywhere a person or animal could go using their legs, run for many hours at a time, and carry its own fuel and payload. IFPC HEL Laser Weapon System, LWS. Almost all weapons use some sort of firing device to shoot or fire a projectile towards a target, be it a bullet, arrow, or exploding missile. This system of weaponry has worked for thousands of years, but wouldn't it be great if we could get that projectile back to reuse, or not have to fire anything physical at all? The IFPC HEL Laser Weapon System is the latest piece of kit being used by the US Armed Forces. It might not have the catchiest name, but the IFPC HEL is the most powerful laser weapon to date and is 10 times more destructive than the ones currently used by the US Navy. American generals are pushing laser weaponry into the Army, Navy, and Air Force with more urgency than any other technology. The IFPC HEL can fire shots at the speed of light, literally, and can fire an unlimited amount of shots without having to stockpile bullets, missiles, or shells. If you think that a laser couldn't do much damage, then think again. The IFPC HEL can fire a focused beam of light that is capable of bringing down planes, disabling ships, and melting drones in seconds. The cost per shot is just $10, which is a huge improvement on the thousands that regular projectiles cost. Precision-guided firearms. Wouldn't it be great if a soldier could guarantee that his shots hit the target? Well, now he can. American company TrackPoint has developed the first ever precision-guided firearm system, and it's an absolute game-changer in the world of weapon accuracy. By using the same tracking and fire control technology that's found in the latest fighter jets, a precision-guided firearm only allows you to fire a projectile when the shot is perfectly aligned. This eliminates issues of aim, timing, and destabilization caused by human error. The system takes zero training to master, and is similar to having a video game like Aimbot, but in real life. Once your crosshairs are on your desired target, you squeeze the trigger halfway, and the tracking point system will place a tag. The system then locks onto the object and calculates the precise point of impact. To fire the shot, you have to squeeze the trigger fully, and the gun will fire when the crosshairs are perfectly aligned with your tagged target. If the shot is misaligned, the system will prevent the shot from firing, ensuring that every bullet fired counts every single time. First-time users of the precision-guided firearm system have been able to demonstrate groupings of 0.5 inches from their aim point at a distance of over half a mile. Adaptive camouflage. You have to be seen to be shot, which is why dressing in camouflage is standard for military personnel. The same, however, cannot be said for military vehicles that unfortunately tend to stick out like a sore thumb. A lick of sandy paint might help a Humvee to blend into the dunes of Afghanistan, but park that beast up next to a tree and you're going to be giving the game away pretty quickly. Adaptive camouflage, created by BAE Systems, has solved this issue by creating an infrared cloaking system that masks a vehicle's heat signature, effectively making it invisible to enemy thermal imaging systems. With militaries moving between terrains quicker than ever, there has never been more of a need for this kind of tech. Adaptive's modular honeycomb design means that it can be fixed onto existing military vehicles of all sizes, from cars to fighter jets to ocean-bound destroyers. By mimicking the heat signature of its surroundings, Adaptive can blend vehicles into any terrain, as well as making them appear like other less threatening objects, like civilian vehicles, animals, or even a big rock. Corner shot. Modern combat usually takes place in some sort of built-up area, which incidentally means soldiers are forced to navigate through narrow streets, small spaces, and awkward obstacles. Urban warfare is a risky business, but this risk would be greatly reduced if it was possible to fire a weapon without having to leave the safety of cover. This feat is currently being made a reality, all thanks to the corner shot weapon attachment. The corner shot takes a regular handgun and turns it into the most versatile urban assault rifle available. At the press of a button, the corner shot instantly unhinges left or right, allowing the operator to fire from behind the cover of a corner. A video camera is rail-mounted to the pistol and provides an HD live feed to the shooter, offering invaluable insight into the immediate surroundings. The corner shot will also snap back into its front-facing shooting position with another press of the same button, saving both time and lives. Zumwalt-class destroyers. This odd-looking ship might appear to be some sort of futuristic submarine, but it is actually a multi-use battleship that demonstrates the most advanced stealth capabilities out of the entire US Navy's fleet. The Zumwalt-class destroyer is not the newest naval ship on the open sea, but it is the most expensive, and it might just be the most technologically advanced too. The crazy styling might look cool, but its intention is actually to not be seen at all. The low cross-section and wave-piercing hull makes the ship almost undetectable by radar, allowing it to go deep into enemy territory. On even the most advanced radar interfaces, the profile of the Zumwalt looks more like a fishing boat than a gigantic war machine. Stealth is the Zumwalt's main agenda, but it will be rude of me to ignore its serious firepower. After all, it is a destroyer. The advanced gun system on board includes 255mm naval guns, capable of firing long-range land attack projectiles over 80 nautical miles, and also houses over 50 Mark 57 vertical launch systems built into the sides of the hull. Onyx exoskeleton. Being fit and strong are the basic requirements of being a soldier. Grueling training regimes and endless PT sessions play their part, but the human body is only capable of so much. To push the limits of what's physically possible, the military is developing advanced exoskeletons that will be able to instantly boost a soldier's speed, strength, and endurance. There are many exoskeletons currently in the works, but the most promising by far is the Onyx by Lockheed Martin. The Onyx is a lower body electromechanical system that promises to take the capabilities of military personnel to the next level. With a combination of AI computers and mechanical components, the Onyx allows soldiers to perform better, work harder, and last longer than ever before. Unlike its competitors, the Onyx is not some kind of Iron Man suit that takes a team to put on, runs for a maximum of 12 minutes, and turns you into a rigid robot-like humanoid. It is instead a lightweight bit of kit that is as easy to put on as a pair of trousers, has swappable battery packs, and allows you to move around freely as per usual. Armatix IP-1 Smart Pistol. The Armatix IP-1 looks much like any other small caliber pistol, but don't let its plain appearances fool you. The Armatix IP-1 is a .22 smart pistol and houses integrated technology designed to ensure that it can only be fired by an authorized owner. Unlike the smart guns seen in the movies, the IP-1 doesn't require an awkward fingerprint login or lengthy password to get shooting. Instead, it unlocks automatically when within a 10-inch radius of the partnered wristwatch. The safety-orientated handgun features a 10-round magazine and has an effective range of 75 yards. There is an electric magazine disconnect, integrated grip safety switch that illuminates green when safe to fire, and a top rail for mounting accessories such as sights or a camera. Theft and unauthorized gun ownership is a huge problem around the world, and the Armatix IP-1 aims to solve this. There is a slight concern that people will be able to get around the wireless safety lock system, but it's better than having no safety measures in place at all.